So basically I pack out food for groups that come through and outfit through our outfitting department and go out on the trail into the boundary waters. They fill out a menu, something similar to this, with the amount of people in their group, the number of days and the number of nights, and then they just pick the food they want. Sometimes we fill out the menus for them, but more often than not they choose their own food. We start with breakfast. We usually put that in a yellow bag. Sun coming up, sunshine. It's pretty easy. You count and make sure they have the right amount of breakfast, so they have the right amount of food. Looks like they chose crapola. And that is one of our local made granolas. It's a good meal and good snack to have out there. They also want powdered milk. They're having 2 mornings of that, so we're going to give them 2. This is a guided trip. It's a group of 4. Which is nice for the people because then the guide gets to make all the food for them. And one thing to remember when packing out food is we put almost everything in a waterproof Ziploc bag. This will save them a lot of hassle down the road if they get rained on. Alright, and sometimes I try to save bags, so I put a lot of food, as much food as I can, into one. So after that I'm going to highlight. And this will assure that we got it in there. They want blueberry pancakes. And I'm going to give them a 4-serving bag of blueberry pancakes. And with that they want syrup and honey. And back here is where the magic happens, where all the food is. We usually give 2 packets of serving syrup per person. I'm going to add their honey in there as well. They wanted that with their pancakes. And some groups try to do a lot of fresh food. Some groups do a lot of dehydrated. They also have biscuits and gravy, which, for serving, is another dehydrated meal. And a lot of our dehydrated meals come from Cache Lake here in Minnesota. So I'm going to seal that up. Keep it as waterproof as we can. Nothing worse than having your food ruined while you're out there. Alright. And so people have the option also to choose sides with their breakfast. They can choose hash browns or fry breads, dried fruit, things like that. And then the fresh food, cheddar cheese, pepper jack cheese. They also have a fresh breakfast with eggs, bacon, and bagels, and cream cheese. Okay, so this group chose a fresh meal. They chose eggs, bacon, and bagels for their first morning. Usually the fresh meals are the first or second day at least. So each person gets 2 eggs and usually 3 pieces of bacon. And I got just the right amount in there. So 8 eggs. And then we're going to put it in a bag that will eventually go in the refrigerator until they're ready to go out on the trail. Their bagels, these will go in the freezer bag until they're ready to go out on the trail. That way stuff stays as fresh as we can make it. And I'm going to put, obviously, cheese in another bag. And these turn into good trash bags because we pack it in, we pack it out in the boundary waters. And we don't leave trash behind. Alright, so their cream cheese for their bagels and their cheese for their eggs. And again, I highlight it. Make sure I have it all in there. So when people are ready to go out on the trail, we get a nice cooked custom food bag for them, and we line it, of course, waterproof it. And then they come in and we make sure we get all their bags, their refrigerated bags, their freezer bags, and we just put them on in here. Sometimes we put their cooking gear in here as well if there's room. Often people do big trips and have 2 bags. So we just load it up. We make sure that we seal it really well. And then we are just going to make sure this is rolled down nice and tight to seal out the water. And then we zip it up, of course. And these bags work really well. They fit nice on your back and they store the food pretty good. And there we go. That's how we do it.